And you can also tell stories that those who have that those who are on the top, sometimes they are, there's somebody else who can beat them, and if you're not ready, you'll be frustrated and depressed, something like that. So you have to give shock therapy. Okay. Okay. Let's go. Okay. Hey Siri, stop it. Hey Siri, stop it. Yeah.
Because sometimes when we have like the lowest, sometimes we think that is the lowest state of us.
Yes.
So is it okay if we can take a little bit like a comfort zone to ourselves to make it that we are like, I'll say bertenang or rest ourselves? Because some experience for some people is the lowest thing that they have, but maybe for the certain people it's not. So I know the comfort zone is interpret is differently, but let's say I want to use the comfort zone as a for me to get rest and to rethink what's next.
Actually, everything that we are talking about in this course is about our heart. It's not about our behavior. So if you want to take a rest, that's your behavior, that's okay. But your heart has to have belief that you have hope. Your heart has to believe that there is risk, and your heart has to accept that there is uncertainty. So when your heart is in the comfort zone, you cannot see any risk. You cannot see, you don't believe in uncertainty. So it's not about what you do. Of course you can take a rest. And take a rest actually is not the comfort zone, it's in the optimal opportunity. If you take a rest, it means you give time for yourself to prepare, right? That's optimal opportunity. So your behavior is reflecting your heart. Your heart is reflected in your behavior. So it depends on what is happening in your heart, not what you do. Okay? So you take leisure time is okay, you take vacation is okay, as long as your heart is not in the state of comfort zone, meaning that you know what you have is expectation, you don't realize the rest and so forth. Okay? So it's okay to take a rest.
One more thing. Why do you choose risk as your, because in my works I also learn risk, that kind of thing. Like say the risk of people attack Malaysia, the risk of everything. But the risk in that kind of things is when you translate in the psychology is I have understand, but also I don't understand.
Okay, so we have to define that risk is the probability of something bad that could happen. So that's risk. And what we do with risk is we manage the risk. We anticipate the risk. Okay?
Calculate the risk.
Yeah?
Calculate
the risk and then avoid it. So the word risk taking is wrong. The word risk taking behavior is wrong. Because we don't take risk. We avoid risk. We manage risk. So the correct statement should be a challenge-seeking behavior, not risk-taking behavior. So that's a mistake in the literature. Because in the psychology, besides risk-taking behavior, there is a term that is called risk aversion, right? So this is two concepts has the opposite meaning, but they use both as if this is good. So that's why language is very important. We have to to be sensitive in using the language. Okay, and if you teliti means what? Careful enough in reading journals. A lot of journals article use the wrong term. Yeah, to explain some variables and so forth. Yeah, that's why there are millions of articles, but only number of articles that have influence. Because yeah, most of the articles is only published for for other purpose, not for the purpose of knowledge. Yeah, for the purpose of like pangkat and you get to become a professor and so forth. Okay, all right. Okay, yes. Satu lagi ya.
Sorry. Does this apply to children and adults? Like when you explain about the motivational class.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Child.
You have to-
How do they understand? Will they understand?
Yeah, you have to use child language when you talk to child, right? You have to make them understand that not everything that they want can be fulfilled. So that means that they are ready to face uncertainty. They are ready to calculate risk. But you also have to stress that that everything is going to be all right. That's really hope. Yeah. Okay, so these principles can apply to any age, yeah, all age. But you need to customize the language, yeah, to customize the language. The principle is the same.
But the part where the shock.
The shock therapy.
So how?
Yeah, also, like a lot of children, like spoiled children, actually they are in the comfort zone. They think everybody else will take care of everything, and he thinks he can just, need to do anything. Usually when the parents are rich and then a lot of servants, yeah, and this child is spoiled, and the parents always give the money and toys, yeah, without any calculation, and this kid become a spoiled kid, and when they grow up, they will face the reality of life, and they will be, cannot accept and have problems like those rich people, children who become bullies, yeah, who become, because they think they are on the top of everything.
So there's a shock therapy, like you set example with them.
Mhm.
This is what's going to happen.
Mhm.
If you keep doing that.
Yes,
So
yes,
give them a scenario or.
yes.
Yeah.
The possibilities, that not every possibility is good,
Yeah.
so they need to become aware.
So that's taking away his privileges.
Yes, yes.
Will correct behavior or will be too intense? How do
Will for
will
example?
be too intense? Let's say you just take away his privileges.
Yeah, slowly then, slowly. Yeah. Give them understanding first, and you take it. Sorry, I cannot give you this because this. In your life, you will face this kind of things. Yes, you have to learn about this. You have to learn to be responsible. Right? Like teach them to, for example, clean their own dishes, clean their own bed, room. That's also give them, responsibility. So there's so many things that we can do. As long as we hold on this principle, then we can be creative in choosing. Okay, the last one. We just discussed about this. The human anchor is swinging, yeah, and the purpose is to reorient the anchor to futures, and this can be achieved. Of course, one intervention can achieve several results. Yeah, for example, if you if you stimulate their reasoning, they stimulate their understanding, you can also increase the reasoning capability, but also they can reorient the anchor, not just selfish or dependent on others or just anchoring to materials, but to understand the wise way to behave and the wise way to to live your life. Yeah. So actually, anchor also need reasoning and also empathy and conscience also. So that's why actually even though there's different theory, but they are multi-dimensional in nature. So you can use one intervention that contain several theories. Yeah. Do that. And this is the purpose of the intervention. Okay. And you can do it by talking, yeah, discussion, or you can do it by activities. Yeah? So occupational therapy is also good to make them feel the situation and understand the surrounding and support it, and also experiencing the responsibility, yeah? Enjoying the activities of it. Also, the intervention actually is more simple than the theory. Okay, the theory is how we understand it from multidimensional, but the intervention, when you apply it to intervention, maybe one intervention can represent all the things. So you don't have to worry about too much about the intervention. Thereby, diagnosis is more important because once you understand the issue, then the idea how to deal with it will automatically came out. Okay. All right. I think time is up. We have to. Okay. This is just okay. What is the anchor of the. Okay. Let's have a break.
We have to extend the class.
Yes, of course. Mohammedan will manage that.